Abigail and Brittany Hensel are linked at the body but have separate heads, stomachs, hearts, etc. Each twin controls half of the body, which means simple movement must be done like a never-ending three-legged race. Despite ordinary life being so difficult, the twins have received their driver's licenses and hope to one day get married, which may automatically mean their husbands are polygamous. Mara Hills has the largest fake breasts in the world with a cup size of 32Z, officially changing Pamela Anderson's nickname to Washboard. Each breast weighs 20 pounds and contains 10 liters of saline. Baby got back problems, that's for sure. Asha Mandela has the longest dreadlocks in the world with an official length of 19.5 feet. Also going by the moniker the Black Rapunzel, she's been growing out her hair for 26 years and sells a range of products online that aid follicle growth. I have to believe they work, cause look at her. Penny Brown has long been inspired by Jessica Rabbit from the Who Framed Roger Rabbit movie, eventually wearing a corset to shrink her waist and getting breast implants. Eddie Valiant had a valid point when he said to Jessica Rabbit, "You don't know how hard it is being a man looking at a woman looking the way you do," although this real-life emulation comes off as looking more than a little strange. A much safer way to imitate Jessica Rabbit is to simply dress up like her, which doesn't require painful or permanent damage. Hard to think of, I know. Yaya Han is a professional cosplayer and costume designer who has made over 300 costumes. She's also dressed up as Wonder Woman, Ada Wong from Resident Evil, and more. Mikel Ruffinelli looks like a dead giveaway for a drug smuggler on Locked Up Abroad, but this is her real figure. She has hips that measure 8 feet in circumference, along with only being 5'4", and claims to love her full figure. You'd think that even the biggest ass man in the world would feel intimidated, but Mikel is happily married with children. Charity Pierce is the world's heaviest woman at 765 pounds. Society is obsessed with being body positive these days, so I'll say her body likely tests positive for a multitude of health issues. To her credit, she is trying to lose 200 pounds to qualify for gastric bypass surgery. Charity's love life is somehow going strong as she is set to get married after losing enough weight. Her fiancé's brother also fathered her child over 18 years ago. To rephrase that, 2 brothers had sex with this woman, willingly. Jyoti Amgi is the world's smallest woman, standing at just 23 inches tall at the age of 21. You may recognize her as Ma Petit from the most recent season of American Horror Story, appropriately titled American Horror Story Freak Show. Erica Irvin starred alongside Jyoti on American Horror Story and is certainly something to take notice of. Erica, also known as Amazon Eve, is a transgender model standing at 6 feet 8 inches tall and is being referred to as the tallest model in the world. Julia News is also known as the Illustrated Lady, with more than 95% of her body covered in tattoos. Julia developed a condition called porphyria, which makes her skin blister when exposed to sunlight. This led to her getting inked to cover up the scars and give her the Guinness World Record for most tattooed woman. This looks like a foreign remake of How to Eat Fried Worms, but is actually the result of 20-year-old Ataye Elegdanye, pardon my pronunciation, wearing the largest lip disc in the world, which measures 23 inches in circumference. Lip discs are supposedly used to attract a husband and require the bottom 2 front teeth to be knocked out, which sounds more like a punishment for asking your parents about getting one of these. Another common use of lip discs are said to be Valeria Lukyanova is a human Barbie doll who achieved her look through breast implants, makeup, and contact lenses in addition to an actively healthy fitness routine. Her husband's name isn't Ken, it's Dimitri, which makes her look like a cheap Japanese bootleg. This sounds like a bad joke about her likely not eating much to attain the slim waist of a Barbie doll, but Valeria has literally discussed her plans to practice breatharianism, a diet of subsisting on nothing but air and light. Mandy Sellers has legs that dwarf her entire body, likely due to a gene mutation. Weighing over 95 kilograms and measuring 1 meter in circumference, Mandy's legs confine her to a wheelchair and have continued to grow despite amputation. Despite this, she appears to look rather happy in many photos, a healthy attitude that's required for a situation like this. Bolana Danilovic has a rare brain condition where images are processed upside down. She has to watch TV with the set flipped the other way around while her family watches another one in the same room. Bolana, this one's for you. What a lovely photo. What an adorable picture of a boy and his big sister, right? Bet you didn't see this one coming. She's his mother. Lena Medina is the youngest mother in recorded history, giving birth at the age of 5. Lena's pregnancy details were never fully disclosed as her father was initially arrested for sexual abuse but was released due to lack of evidence, and the baby's father was never discovered. Teenage boys would probably want to bury their head in the sand when this little kid could legitimately make fun of them for still being virgins. Mangli Munda is a woman who married a stray dog. They must think it's cute to be asked how they met, obviously not at any public place as the dog isn't allowed in. As far as the physical side goes, she probably asked him to shake a paw, jump up for hugs, and it progressed from there. Grace McDaniels was the star of a traveling freak show in the 1930s due to a facial deformity known as Sturge-Weber syndrome, which is a growth forming around the mouth. In spite of winning the highly prestigious Ugliest Woman contest, Grace was briefly married and had a son who was born without any kind of deformity. Lizzie Velasquez suffers from a rare congenital disease that prevents her from accumulating body fat. I know some airhead is going to hear that and feel like so jealous, but this is some serious shit. Only 2 other cases of this disease are known, and she weighs a diminutive 64 pounds. As if things weren't bad enough, Lizzie is blind in her right eye, has a weak immune system, and has been dubbed the world's ugliest woman, showing that elements of high school bitchiness seem to live on in other people long after school's over. To be honest, it is kind of surprising, but she recently announced that she'll be getting married, so congratulations to her. Marilyn Vos Savant has frequently been called one of the smartest people ever with an impressive IQ of 228. She held the Guinness World Record for the highest IQ for a few years until the category was retired, and since 1986 has written a newspaper column called Ask Marilyn, where she answers questions sent in from her readers. This woman is all-knowing, all-seeing, and sounds more and more like God by the minute. Hazel Jones has 2 vaginas, and that is amazing, period. Well, since there's 2, would that mean periods? Anyway, this woman has a condition called uterus didelphys, which means she has 2 uteruses and 2 cervixes. To the disappointment of every 12-year-old boy watching this video, Hazel was offered $1 million to appear in porn but turned it down. Female members of the Podwang tribe like to lengthen their necks using brass coils and attribute it to cultural identity associated with beauty. While most cultures think neck rings are ridiculous, these women should be proud. They hold their head up high, and next month it'll be even higher. Aneta Florzek is a Polish strongwoman who has made and set many world records, including being able to powerlift 500 kilograms, bending 5 frying pans in a minute, and pressing 12 fully grown men over her head. It comes as no surprise to me that her husband is the one to take out the trash every night. Or else. Misao Okawa was Japan's oldest woman at 117 years old and only dying in April of 2015. Her advice for living so long was to eat, sleep, and relax. For those of us who get up in the afternoon and still don't have a job, we are well on our way. Gertrude Weaver was the reigning oldest woman but died from pneumonia only 5 days after Okawa did. Elisini Silva is the world's tallest teenage girl at a height of 201 centimeters or 6 feet 9 inches. Her husband is over a foot shorter than she is, leading most people to wonder how difficult sex must be. I know I'm not the only one. Michelle Kobke wore a corset for 3 years, which was probably counted down on her hourglass-like figure. Wearing the corset resulted in her waist only measuring a mere 16 inches around. Michelle certainly is goal-oriented as she hopes to achieve a circumference of 15 inches. Winnie Harlow has recently become a runway model despite suffering from vitiligo, the same skin pigmentation disease that Michael Jackson had. Like he said, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, or in this case, black and white. Rosemarie Siggins was born with a rare condition called sacral agenesis, which gave her deformed legs without feeling in them, along with feet facing in opposite directions. Her mother chose to have her legs amputated as opposed to being forced to a wheelchair, a decision Rosemarie agrees with. While missing 4 sections of her spinal column, she still has reproductive organs, as you can tell from this photo of her with one of 2 children. Lee Redmond had the longest fingernails ever recorded with a length of over 28 feet. Her husband probably liked to get his back scratched while on the couch, even while she was in the kitchen. Lee tragically lost her nails in a car accident in 2009. Jill Price is the woman with the most incredible memory ever. She was the first person to be diagnosed with hyperthymesia, which is the possession of an autobiographical memory. Jill reportedly started experiencing this phenomenon when she was just 14 years old, on February 5th, 1980, a Tuesday as she recalls. While there is speculation about her brain resembling that of an OCD patient, all scans and tests done have come back normal, although only she can tell you what time of day that was. Jocelyn Wildenstein is a wealthy socialite who has spent an estimated $4 million on plastic surgery to look like a wildcat, as her husband apparently likes them. I bet a couple of homeless guys with crowbars could do a better job for $20. Shockingly, Jocelyn likes how she looks and does not regret the procedures. To each their own, I suppose. That would loosely translate to meow 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 meow. There was a hit song in the 1980s called Forever Young that becomes tragic in a situation like this. Brooke Greenberg died at the age of 20 after dealing with a lifelong problem known as Syndrome X. That's her on the left. Yes, the left. Brooke was 30 inches tall and weighed 16 pounds while maintaining the cognitive ability of a toddler. She died in 2013 from breathing difficulties resulting from weak cartilage in her bronchial tubes. This isn't meant to sound cruel, but I'm glad she died, as that is definitely no way to live. Mara Rosales used to weigh over 1,000 pounds and was given the nickname Half-Ton Killer after she confessed to killing her 2-year-old nephew, a crime that was later confirmed to be done by her sister. Myra has since lost 800 pounds after multiple surgeries and diet programs. Her weight is no longer the length of a phone number, and I bet a lot